Valentino Garavani, Story of Beauty, Fashion and Obsession. What is beauty really? Is it something we see? Or something we create? Because there was a man who devoted his entire life to chasing it, to studying it, to mastering it, to protecting it, until he made it perfect. His name became synonymous with elegance, with perfection, with precision, with obsession. He dressed the world's most admired women. He turned a color into a legend. He built an empire, because to him, beauty was never an option. It was a necessity. This is the story of Valentino Garavani. Before we step into the timeless world of Valentino Garavani, I invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Quotes of Style. Here, you'll find the most fascinating and inspiring stories from the world of fashion, along with the quotes that have defined eras and shaped style. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming exclusive videos. Thank you. Now, let's step into the world of Valentino Garavani and discover how a man guided by beauty, perfection, and an obsession with elegance transformed fashion into a language of refinement and emotion, and left an enduring mark on the history of style. May 11th, 1932. In Voghera, Italy, a quiet town far from the world's grand stages, in a peaceful home, a child is born with a long, elegant name, almost solemn: Valentino Clemente Ludovico Garavani. His father, Mauro Garavani, was a wholesale electrical goods merchant, a practical man grounded in the tangible world of real things. But within that home, there was another kind of vision, that of his mother, Teresa de Biagi. She wasn't a woman of grand words, but she had eyes that could see beyond. Growing up beside Valentino was a constant presence, his older sister, Wanda. 7 years older, more grounded, more rooted in everyday life. A quietly steady figure, destined to remain by his side through the years. Valentino grew up different, introverted, observant. In an orderly world shaped by rules and predictable routines, it was as though reality was something to be studied, rather than simply lived. While the other children run, shout, and play, he prefers to stay on the sidelines, to watch, to absorb, to imagine. And then, almost instinctively, he begins to draw. Page after page, line after line, Valentino fills notebooks, loose sheets, entire pages. They are not simple childhood drawings. They are slender figures, elegant proportions, visions that do not exist except in his mind. Within those lines, Valentino is not simply drawing. He is already chasing something that will obsess him for the rest of his life: beauty. That quiet pursuit, through his teenage years, begins to take shape. Valentino does not ask for the things other boys ask for. He does not long for possessions. He longs for precision. He longs for custom-made shoes, tailored knitwear, clothes that fit the body perfectly. Young Valentino goes to the dressmaker himself. He does not simply watch. He studies the hands, the fabrics, the stitching. He examines the colors, the proportions, the finishing touches. Because fashion, for Valentino, would never become a choice. It was already part of him. There are moments, seemingly ordinary, that end up shaping a destiny. And for Valentino, one of those moments followed a precise rhythm, almost ritualistic: his cousins getting ready for the town's annual dance. Amid soft laughter and quiet anticipation, the room begins to fill with expectation. Silk dresses, soft light, delicate fragrances, fabric gliding across the body, turning preparation into pure beauty. Valentino becomes mesmerized by that moment, by that fragile, perfect instant, when a dress stops being fabric and becomes magic. It is there that he understands something profound. Beauty has the power to transform a person. But that fascination with transformation, with magic, soon finds an even greater stage. The movies. A dark theater, suspended silence, the flickering light of the projector, On the big screen, Valentino discovers an entirely different world. And within that light, Judy Garland, Lana Turner, in the film Ziegfeld Girl. For Valentino, it is more than just a film. It is a revelation. In that theater, Valentino realizes something that will never leave him. Beauty is not only meant to be admired, it can be created. From that moment on, his life takes an irreversible turn. Valentino feels that, to pursue his vision, he must leave Voghera. With the quiet support of his family, at 17, in 1949, he begins his journey. His first stop, Milan, a city pulsing with fashion, culture, art, and innovation. Here, he attends a fashion illustration school. He studies fashion design, and for the first time, he fully immerses himself in the formal language of elegance and style. Amid pencils, fabrics, proportions, and endless study, Valentino begins to refine his eye. Milan teaches him the craft. But Valentino feels his dream calling him even farther away. Paris! In 1950, not yet 18, Valentino sets foot in Paris. Paris is a world of its own, exclusive, almost impenetrable. Between ateliers, schools, and runway shows, young Valentino steps into a creative universe unlike anything he has ever known. A world filled with young talent, destined to redefine global fashion. Among them, names that would soon become legend: Yves Saint Laurent, Karl Lagerfeld. Paris is not a place that welcomes, it is a world that selects. Here, talent is not enough. It takes rigor, discipline, absolute precision. Valentino learns not to make mistakes, and above all, he learns that in fashion, mistakes are unforgivable. Valentino studies at the Chambre Syndicale, absorbing the aesthetic vision of the École des Beaux-Arts, immersing himself in the most rigorous language of couture. Once his early years of study come to an end, Paris stops being a dream and becomes discipline. In the Ville Lumière, Valentino steps into the most demanding heart of couture. He becomes an apprentice, first under Jean Dessay, then under Guy Laroche. In the Parisian ateliers, Valentino learns more than technique. He learns a language, rigor, discipline, an obsession with perfection. But above all, he learns that beauty is not spontaneity. It is construction. But even in the most sacred world of couture, Valentino feels a certainty beginning to grow. To truly create, execution is not enough. It takes freedom. And that freedom cannot be born in the shadows. So Valentino makes an inevitable decision: to return to Italy. Rome. Not just any city, but the Rome of golden light, of cinema, of endless nights, of la dolce vita. It is 1959 when Valentino opens his first atelier, on Via Condotti. With financial support from his father and the help of an investor. But that first atelier is more than just a place of work. It is the birthplace of an aesthetic destined for legend. It is here that, in his very first collection, a dress appears, one destined to shape his story. Bright red tulle, strapless, Valentino calls it Fiesta. Without even knowing it, he is already shaping what will become his most iconic signature. Red. Not just any red, Valentino Red. A fascination born years earlier, when Valentino attends an evening at the Barcelona Opera. Among the audience, he catches sight of a gray-haired woman. She is wearing a red velvet gown. Among hundreds of people, she stands alone in her splendor, an image Valentino would never forget. Red is my lucky color. A woman dressed in red can never go wrong. In a crowd, she is always the heroine of the scene. Inside the atelier on Via Condotti, Valentino's ideas begin to take shape. The talent is immense, the vision unmistakably clear. Among silks, tulle, and perfect lines, it is the pure embodiment of creation, of beauty. But beauty, on its own, is never enough to sustain a dream. The gowns are extraordinary, refined, impeccable. But they are also extraordinarily expensive, and Valentino is not a businessman. So while elegance captures attention, the financial strain begins to grow. When the investor decides to withdraw his support, the situation becomes critical. A creative genius risks being overwhelmed by financial reality. The atelier on Via Condotti is now on the brink of bankruptcy. But just when everything seems on the verge of falling apart, one summer evening, in the heart of La Dolce Vita, at the Café de Paris, the legendary venue on Via Veneto, immortalized by Federico Fellini's La Dolce Vita, a place frequented by actors, aristocrats, and the international jet set. There, Valentino meets a young man from Rome, the young Giancarlo Giammetti. A brilliant young man, born into a wealthy family, he studies architecture. He has no idea what his future holds. Just a few days later, the two unexpectedly find themselves in Capri. Before the Faraglioni, Valentino speaks of his dream and of the struggles threatening to destroy it. And suddenly, something becomes clear to Giammetti. He realizes that talent cannot be allowed to disappear. He decides to stay, to build something together. And from that moment on, Valentino creates, and Giancarlo Giammetti protects that dream. It is the beginning of a partnership destined to reshape the world of fashion. In 1961, Rome is the heart of international cinema. At Cinecittà Studios, 20th Century Fox is producing a film destined to become legendary, Cleopatra. Its star is the most famous woman on the planet, Elizabeth Taylor, the undisputed queen of Hollywood. During the filming of Cleopatra, Rome becomes a magnet for stars, photographers, and glittering social events. Elizabeth Taylor is set to attend the premiere of Spartacus to support her friend, Kirk Douglas. But first, she must decide what to wear. She already has a Dior gown. But she decides to do something unexpected. She wants to try a creation by a young designer from Via Condotti. The gown is white, pure lines, absolute elegance. That evening, Elizabeth Taylor arrives at the premiere wearing Valentino. The photographers go wild. The images travel around the world. And among the international jet set, a name begins to circulate. In Rome, there is a man who dresses the stars. His name is Valentino. From that moment on, at his atelier on Via Condotti, the race for Valentino gowns begins. May 11th, this very moment, that the greatest test of all arrives. On July 19, 1962, in Florence, at Palazzo Pitti, inside the legendary Sala Bianca, the most important event in Italian fashion is about to unfold. The man behind the event, Giovanni Battista Giorgini, makes a decision. Valentino will be part of the show, but he places him at the very end of the lineup. He is the youngest designer, the newest arrival. The runway lights come alive, and then his gowns appear on the runway. Black and white, pure lines, impeccable geometry, an elegance shaped with couture precision, gowns that feel almost architectural. The room falls silent. Then, something happens. The Sala Bianca erupts into applause. The audience understands immediately. Before them stands more than just a young designer. Before them stands a genius. In less than an hour, the entire collection is sold out. Giammetti spends the entire night taking orders as they pour in from around the world. Valentino is no longer just the couturier to Rome's stars. He has become a name in international fashion. 2 years later, Valentino and Giammetti cross the Atlantic. They arrive in New York. In 1964, Valentino presents his collection to the American public. The room is full. The anticipation is palpable. Among the audience, someone watches in silence. A woman, not just any woman. The most watched face in the world. Jacqueline Kennedy. Among all those gowns, something catches her eye. There is something different. Pure lines, perfect, impeccable. An elegance crafted with absolute precision. It is not the first time his name has found its way to her. A few weeks earlier, in New York, at a party, Jackie notices a gown. She stops. She wants to know who designed it. There is only one answer: Valentino. Soon after, Valentino steps into her Fifth Avenue apartment. With him, only a few gowns, a seamstress, a model, a private fashion show, just for her. From that moment on, something changes. It is no longer just a relationship between client and designer. Valentino steps into the most watched wardrobe in the world. By the end of the 1960s, Valentino is everywhere. From New York to Paris to Rome. Every gown becomes an event. Photographers, covers, runways. Beauty, his obsession. Then comes 1967. Valentino receives the Neiman Marcus Award, the highest honor in the world of fashion. The following year, in 1968, inspired by the radical minimalism of Robert Ryman's white-on-white paintings, Valentino creates the collection that will change everything. The White Collection. White. Nothing but white. A spectrum of shades, from milky white to ivory to soft cream. Impeccable cuts, pure lines, an elegance that feels like light. In an era defined by excess, amid geometric silhouettes, psychedelic colors, and materials like PVC, Valentino chooses the opposite. And it is that very collection that will change everything. That same year, on October 20th, on the island of Skorpios in Greece, Jacqueline marries Aristotle Onassis. For the wedding, she chooses a Valentino gown, one already part of her wardrobe, a cream silk crepe gown, not a conventional wedding dress, something entirely different. High neckline, long sleeves, lace, no excess, only pure beauty. And in that moment, the world stops and watches. Valentino secures his place in history. By the 1970s, Valentino has become synonymous with beauty. Hollywood, princesses, high society. Everyone wants Valentino. Every gown is unmistakable. Perfect lines, timeless elegance. Valentino Red becomes legend. But it is not only movie stars. Outside Valentino's atelier on Via Condotti, it is not only stars who stop. Sometimes they are young women, arriving in Rome to study, from small towns, from Abruzzo, a small region in central Italy. They stop, captivated. A black storefront, no gowns on display. Only a needle, a thread, and a thimble. And an idea. Beauty, before it even exists. By the 1970s, Valentino is no longer just about fashion. Art and fashion begin to merge. Valentino becomes a pop culture icon. Andy Warhol immortalizes him, alongside the icons of his time. Valentino is no longer just a designer. He has become a symbol. But Valentino does not stop. In 1979 in New York at Studio 54, Valentino steps into the world of pop and disco culture. He unveils Viva Jeanswear, a younger line. Sophisticated designs, exquisite details. Denim becomes luxury. Then come the 1980s. Valentino is at his peak. His name is everywhere. The very definition of beauty. And then, in 1986, the Italian government honors him. He is named Knight Grand Cross of the Italian Republic. An honor for beauty. And then, Rome, 1991. Valentino, 30 years of magic. An entire city celebrates Valentino, the defining moment of his career. And then again, 2001. Hollywood. On the red carpet, a Valentino gown. And the world stops. In 2008, something changes. A film, his story. Valentino, the Last Emperor. For the first time, Valentino tells his story. Not just the designer, but the man, the artist, the obsession with beauty. But for Valentino, there is something that comes first. My dogs are more important. His pugs? Always by his side. Everywhere. At home, in the quiet of everyday life, at his atelier, on every journey. Not accessories, but his family. And by his side, always. The man always by his side, Giancarlo Giammetti. Not just a business partner, but a friend, a love, a family. The person who made it all possible. In time, Valentino steps away from the runway. But not beauty, not his vision. It leads him elsewhere. To the theater, to costume design, where beauty becomes the stage. January 19, 2026, Valentino passes away. He was 93 years old. Rome stands still. Fashion, cinema, the world, everyone there. Then, Mozart. Valentino Red everywhere. One final ovation, long, endless. Valentino is gone. But beauty remains. Because beauty never dies. Valentino devoted his entire life to beauty. An obsession. Pursued, crafted, protected. Until he made it. Absolute perfection. Thank you for experiencing the story of Valentino Garavani with me. Stay with Quotes of Style to discover more extraordinary lives. About those who, like Valentino, transformed beauty into something to wear and to live. Thank you. I'll see you in the next story.